hire the Minnesota National Guard. We have soldiers in training and prepared to be deployed if necessary. I remind you, a warning order is a heads up for folks. And these National Guard troops are our National Guard troops. They're teachers in your community, they're business owners, they're construction professionals. They are Minnesotans. Minnesota will not allow our community to be used as a prop in a national political fight. We will not take the bait. We will continue to update you, Minnesota, as we get more information. Now I'd like to turn it over to Commissioner.
Well, yeah, and including that volatility, too, I'm seeing reports that there are now organized protest movements. Antifa may be involved in trying to start some protest actions in Minnesota. It feels like in possibly trying to distract from his own political troubles and the Democrats' own political troubles, he is really playing with fire here.
He is calling up the National Guard. If he were to do that, again, he's not done it yet. I don't remember that happening in my adult lifetime, in my lifetime, where the federal government wants to do one thing and the governor wants to do the exact opposite. And in order to counterbalance that, brings up the state National Guard. I'm not sure how that even plays out, James. I mean, will the National Guard prevent the federal ICE agents from doing their job? Keep in mind, the federal ICE agents are there to enforce the immigrations and customs rules. That's what ICE stands for, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, so that they're enforcing federal law. And I don't remember a time in my lifetime when the state guard might be called up to prevent federal agents from enforcing federal law. It's very much sort of a new frontier here because we don't really know how to deal with this. And I hope it doesn't come to that. I hope that things are able to calm down over the next couple of days. The DHS Secretary Kristi Noem gave what I thought was a really good press conference today. Her tone was calm and measured. And I think that's exactly what is called for right now. I think the last thing we need is folks looking to escalate this situation.
Well, on that question of escalation, where do you think this is going to go with the White House? Because I'm sure, Donald Trump, who's had a pretty good week here with the capture of Nicolas Maduro, with the seizure of that Russian tanker successfully, he's been looking pretty good. He's had quite a number of wins here, but this could throw him off track. Having worked for him, where do you think he is going to take this? Is he going to be up for taking up a fight with Tim Walz and escalating it further?
Oh, sure. I mean, that's what Donald Trump likes to do. He likes to fight with people. He likes to divide and conquer. That's sort of how he's won the two elections that he has won. It's his management style. And keep in mind, what is the administration on the other side of the coin? So we've already talked about Tim Walz and how he's handling this. What is the administration doing? Despite Kristi Noem's excellent press conference today, what was her message? That this was domestic terrorism, not ICE, by the way, but the protester who was shot to death was engaged in domestic terrorism. I'm not sure that's going to be a very easy thing to sell to the American people. In Charlottesville, when the guy drove his car into a crowd of people trying to kill people, that's domestic terrorism. When Charlie Kirk was assassinated, that's domestic terrorism. I'm not sure an ordinary American would watch these videos and say that this was domestic terrorism. Yes, the woman apparently hit an ICE agent with her car as she was apparently trying to get away. And it seems like at first blush so far that the agent was legally justified in what he did. That being said, I don't think it's going to rise to the level where most people think the woman was engaged in domestic terrorism against federal agents as part of this. So it's the administration is walking a sort of a fine line as well at the same time.
And when it bring you breaking news now. In the United States, a man and woman have been shot by US federal agents in Portland, Oregon. Police responded to a report of a shooting just before 2:20 p.m. local time. You can see it's gone past 4:30 in the afternoon there now. The pair have been taken to hospital, but their condition is unknown. FBI Portland is investigating an agent-involved shooting that happened at approximately 2:15 near a block of Main Street in Portland involving Customs and Border Patrol agents. We're going to bring you the latest as this comes into the newsroom, but this comes in the context of a country at the moment on high alert with significant tensions in the wake of what we saw in Minneapolis. The Portland police chief earlier in the day had urged for calm, in his words, noting the heightened emotion that had taken place following that deadly ICE shooting. Now, this is not a shooting conducted by ICE. It's a separate federal agency involved here to do with customs. I want to shift our attention to these pictures coming out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, though. This is one day on now from the shooting that we saw took place there, where a 37-year-old woman was fatally killed by an ICE agent. Her name was Renee Good. This has caused significant tensions on the streets of Minnesota. The White House, by contrast, defending the actions of the ICE agent. We heard from the Vice President, J.D. Vance, earlier in the day speaking at the White House. He is calling it an act of self-defence on behalf of the officer here, pointing to the actions of the driver. It's disputed, to say the very least. There are very strong opinions on both sides of this. It will be an FBI investigation into the officer's actions now. But as you can see on the streets of Minneapolis, protesters wanting to make their views heard about what we have seen in terms of ICE agents. I want to show you the comments earlier from the Vice President.
Heart or in a person's head, and obviously we're not going to get the chance to ask this woman what was going on. What I am certain of is that she violated the law. What I'm certain of is that that officer had every reason to think that he was under very serious threat for injury or in fact, his life. What I'm certain of is that she accelerated in a way where she ran into the guy. I don't know what was in her heart and what was in her head, but I know that she violated the law, and I know that officer was acting in self-defense.
So a sense of certainty coming from the White House. It's disputed by local authorities. The local mayor yesterday, you would have seen his comments, insistent that that is not the right version of events. We have seen these scenes on the streets in Minneapolis. The governor there, Tim Walz, calling for calm. The National Guard in that state has been authorised to help support local law enforcement if that is what is needed here. Some of the signs, you can see the back of them, but reporting from the ground saying some of the signs say abolish ICE and ICE kills. So this is a tense situation at the moment on streets across the United States. It's not just in Minneapolis. I point out that this is in other cities as well. We've seen protests in Philadelphia, in New York, similar scenes to what we're seeing here, right basically on the scene of where this shooting took place.